So Forest turn their attention to the Europa League with an away trip to Braga, and this for me is must win. Welcome to the match preview. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to the match preview as Braga will take on Forest in this penultimate group stage match in the Europa League. Coming up, I'm going to talk you through the potential injuries Forest have, how Forest, in my opinion, should line up. Braga, what are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? Can Forest go there and win? And what my prediction is going to be. So get your predictions in the comments below. And while you're down there, make sure you check out football prizes. And let's have a quick look at football prizes because you can win this signed Nuno shirt. Would anyone take Nuno back? Let me know in the comments. You can win these hospitality tickets to Forest versus Wolves. You can get this beautiful signed framed Aina shirt. But the one I want to cast your attention on, well, two of them here. This shirt giveaway is completely free. So go grab your tickets for that. And on top of that, you've got this 1979 European Cup winning shirt signed by the Miracle Men themselves. All the names are on there. So make sure you go check it out, scan the QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. Alrighty then, let's jump into the preview. Forest need to win this game. I don't care what Ant says, this is must win. We need to get into that top 8. We can't really afford to add 2 extra games in a playoff match, home and away, and God knows who we would get, and Forest would do Forest things. Historically, championship playoffs, apart from that last one, haven't been great to us, have they? So we need to win this. We need to win this. I don't want playoffs. How do we win this? Well, we put out a strong team. There's a massive debate on should we rest players for the Brentford game? Is the Brentford game more important than this Braga game? I don't know what camp you guys sit in. Let me know in the comments. I sit in the camp of both these games are equally just as important. And Forest need to focus on trying to get... I want to see a trophy, man. I want to see a... 1990, our last major trophy. We could do it this season. We really could. So who are the players that are potentially out? It's just the usual suspects. Obviously, at the time of recording, Dyche hasn't confirmed this in his presser, but obviously the likes of Chris Wood are out. We know number 35 is out, which is fantastic. But the one we need confirmation on is Ola Aina. So Ola Aina was omitted from the squad and replaced by Zinchenko. As far as I'm aware, there is a rule that if a player is replaced due to injury, they can be re-replaced once they're back fit. If not, then Ola Aina can't be registered until the knockout stages. So hopefully we see him back in, and I'm going to work on that assumption as well. Now, in terms of Braga, what can we expect from them? Well, they like to play a 4-2-3-1 or a 3-4-3, really depending on the opposition they're up against. They're a possession style team. They like to build up, don't really like the long balls, so they may be in for a shock when they see Dyche. And what I would say about their weaknesses is they don't like physical teams. So they can concede if we get physical on them, especially from set pieces and corners as well. They're quite weak from that position. In terms of the players for you guys to watch out for, Horta is probably their key player. He's their captain. He's a club legend for them. Plays on the left wing. So he'll either be matching up against Aina, or if he can't play, then Savona. You've also got Victor, the player they signed from Barcelona for about £10 million. He's their centre forward. He links up the play and he's pretty good at finishing. And then, of course, you guys will probably be familiar with Moutinho, who used to play for Wolves. He's now 39 years old and still ticking along in that midfield. So those are the main threats we need to watch out for. And of course, we're away from home. And of course, the stadium is very similar to Boring Mouths. And we know how we perform at that crappy stadium. So keep an eye out for those matchups. Now, in terms of Forest injuries, I've told you should be just basically Chris Wood out. You know what? Let's get into the team sheet and let's break it down further. So, would I rest any players? Not really. I'm still of the old school belief that players getting 100k a week should be able to play 2 games a week. I mean, seriously, come on. Like, I get it if it's consistent and knackering and over again, but they haven't had to play 2 games a week for a while now. So they should be somewhat fresh. What I think we will see is Douglas Luiz coming back in. I think that one to me makes the most sense. So Douglas Luiz will come in, who's not even here. Where is he? There he is. I can't see him. I think he comes in, and I think he comes in for Sangare. Why? Because let's remember Sangare has been at AFCON, was kind of rushed back into the team, and in he went. Now, I don't want to drop Dominguez. I think Dominguez has been fantastic, but I do also want to play with some wingers. I don't know really what you do. Like, for me, it would be a 4-3-3. It has to be. You would go Douglas Luiz, Anderson, and Dominguez as your midfield three. Rest up Sangare or bring him on during the break. And then literally just go something like that. This is the thing. Here's what I don't understand. I think that's my team, you know, guys. I mean, I would replace Morgan Gibbs-White with, well, we can't have Hutchinson yet, so that makes sense to me. That actually makes legit sense to me. But here's the thing that I don't understand. When you see these resting of players and then you see these players on the bench. So, for example, if you look at the Wrexham game where we rested Anderson, Gibbs-White, Murillo, etc., etc., and then the panic button got pressed at half time, and then they had to come on and play anyway. Why can't managers do it the other way around? Why not say to your squad and motivate them this way? Say, you know what? We're going with our strongest team and go and get the job done within 60 minutes. And your reward for getting it done in 60 minutes is that I'm going to hook you off after 60 minutes and you can rest up. Like, can't managers do it that way round rather than putting the B team out, quote unquote, and then, doing it that way? I don't know. There must be some reason why, but if you know why it is, let me know in the comments. So that's the team I would go with, barring the Aina situation. That's the only real change I would make. And if he wasn't playing, I'd probably go with a Savona, for example. But that right back position is going to be extremely important because Horta is the one that does worry me in the Braga team. But would you go with that team or not? I'd be surprised if we did it. Dyche is still sticking to this 4-2-3-1, but that's what I'm going with. So, how does this game play out, guys? I don't know. I think Braga will end up being on the front foot and Forest will try and counter-attack them. Forest will probably try and lump in a lot of crosses into Igor Jesus. And he seems to come alive in these Europa League matches. I think the pace of the Europa League suits him a lot more than the Premier League does. Not that I'm saying the Premier League doesn't suit him, but he seems very comfortable in those Europa League matches. So look, I think we should win this. I think Braga are probably slight favourites due to the home advantage thing. They're doing really well in the Europa League, but they're not brilliant in the Portuguese league. And Forest have already beaten the best team there. Granted, we were at home against Porto, but Porto are clear at the top and Braga are not. So just by that logic, surely we should win. The only problem is football doesn't work like that. If only it was played on paper and on FIFA, Forest would be top of the league. I still am confident enough to say we win it. I think it's 2-0 or 2-1 to Forest. I could see someone like a Douglas Luiz scoring a goal and an MGW. And that's my prediction. 2-1 to Forest. Get your predictions in the comments. Make sure you check out Football Prizes. Make sure as well to check out the second channel, the Footy Network. There'll be my predictions coming up on there tomorrow, so make sure you're subscribed. Like and subscribe anyway here. Hype it up, and we'll see you for the game tomorrow. Come on, you Reds.